All right, we're here. We did it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Paul?
I'm doing okay. It's cold up here today. It
Oh,
was
really?
raining
It
all day.
is it's
So,
scorching down here.
yeah.
I got the fan going. I got the window open. It is currently actually it's only 19, but it got up to like 25 today.
Oh man. Yeah, no, not up here. Cold. Anytime it rains, my joints get sore, so I had a joint sore day for a lot of the day, but yeah.
That is classic old man behavior right there.
It's been happening ever since my mid-20s. That's been a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, knock on wood, I don't have that, and hopefully I never will.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But all right. Well, nothing new with you. John's not here. Obviously, I think he had like a dinner party or something run long. Otherwise, he tried to make it but couldn't. So hopefully we'll have him next week.
Yeah. I wonder what
Get
he
him
had
next
for
week. I
dinner.
won't be here. I'm going to be in Chicago.
Right. What's going on in Chicago? Are you able to talk about it, or is this like secret agent shit, or what's going on?
Nope, nothing secret. It's just a long weekend. And Chicago was on like our list of like cities to check out.
Oh, okay.
So usually when there's a long weekend, we try and take a quick vacation there. Um, and I took an extra day off to make it a bit longer of a weekend. So we're just gonna go check out Chicago, eat a bunch of like deep dish pizza, eat
Sure.
some hot dogs, all
Yeah.
the good stuff. Go to that Bean, take a
Yeah.
photo.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's
that
what I'm
thing
looking
seems
forward to.
cool.
Yeah, if people have recommendations and stuff for Chicago, send them my way because we're slowly putting our itinerary together. But
Nice.
happy to add more onto that.
Cool.
With that said, let's do a podcast about video games. This is the top-down perspective for May 19th. I'm Sean Booker.
Now I'm Paul Fleck.
Paul, let's start with what you've been playing.
Yeah, I've been playing a bunch of Evil Dead the game. Just kind of a thing after work that is I've been sinking my teeth into, doing a few matches every night.
I had the collector's edition sent to me at work for this game. So I also have it and I have it installed.
Okay.
But have you seen the collector's edition?
No.
Um, I should grab this stuff. Let me grab it because then I can show it on off to you.
Okay. Okay. Well, while he's going to get that, I will say it's okay. Like, if you like Dead by Daylight and that sort of cooperative thing, it has the same problems as those do, where if you're playing with random people, it can be testing, to say the least. All right, he's back. All right.
Okay. All right. So, in no specific order, you get a little tiki mug
Okay.
of ash.
Okay.
On the
Yeah.
back, there's a drink mix you can make
Okay.
called Three Dots and an Ash.
Okay.
So you can make a drink to put into your tiki cup.
Nice.
Comes with a I don't know if it's an action figure, some kind of figure.
Okay. Sure.
Interchangeable faces and hands
Sure. Makes sense.
for your favorite hunter. I don't know if he's a hunter. Comes with a comic book of the first movie. Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Retelling that, you get some more backstory on the characters. This is probably the coolest part. It
Okay.
comes with a prop of the Necronomicon,
Sure. Yeah.
like a book.
Sure.
Yeah, the pages are all old looking and written in blood,
Of course. Yeah.
obviously.
Obviously.
But this thing is just gross to look at.
Yeah.
It comes with a puzzle because
What?
a 1,000 piece puzzle.
Yeah. All right.
Some of these are just kind of like, what could we get in here? I guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
And there's this box, which comes with a few things inside.
Okay.
Obviously, the game's included.
Sure.
As well, and I don't have this one out because I put the disc in that one. A steelbook
Yeah.
came, but I have that out in the living room because, like I said, I did install the game. Some like art cards.
Yeah. Okay.
That say like Kandarian razors. You won't find a closer shave.
Sure. All right.
Visit Michigan. Fresh air and deadites.
Uh-huh.
What's weird is they're kind of set up to be like postcards, but they're not postcards.
Yeah, like they didn't go all the way with the back.
Just kind of
stuff.
like odd advertisements. This one is out damn spot. Bloodstains are our speciality. So it's like an ad for like a Tide product. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. Cool.
Underneath that, you get shit. There's a lot of stuff in this whole package that you get.
Yeah.
You get the Art of Evil Dead, the game.
Okay.
You get a download code for the soundtrack.
Oh, sure. Okay.
You also get like a big ass poster of Ash. And on the back is like a map of the game.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
And then what I don't have pictured here because I threw them in the laundry, 2 t-shirts.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what you get if
that's
you
a lot
buy
of
the
stuff.
collector's edition.
I just looked up the price. There's no way I would buy that for $130.
130? That doesn't seem like unreasonable for what the amount of stuff you're getting. Like, this is a lot.
Yeah, but I don't care about any of that stuff at all. Except like the art book I think is kind of cool.
What about the Tiki Cup?
The Tiki Cup might be the thing I care the least about, actually.
You're saying you care more about the puzzle.
No, the puzzle... Honestly, the puzzle is just kind of like a dumb thing to include, so I kind of respect it.
What my problem with the puzzle, and like, let me grab it again after I close this box up. I'm sure all these sounds are coming around on the mic really nice. It's not even like a cool picture, really.
Yeah.
Like I think the cover of Army of Darkness is pretty cool. Do you think they weren't allowed to use that because it's not Evil Dead branded? Or here's my question for you.
Probably.
In the game, there is Army of Darkness stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not do the cover of Army of Darkness? That's a pretty cool cover.
Yeah. I wonder... I'm just trying to remember the cover if there's... Like, I'm wondering if they're not allowed to show specific things. Because there is some cleavage on that. There's no blood on that one, so that's okay. There is blood on some of the others.
This is an M-rated game, though, right?
It is, yeah, but that puzzle is probably E for everybody.
What? Okay, do you think, honestly, there is a ESRB equivalent to puzzles?
I have no idea, honestly.
I don't believe that exists. There's no way that there's some kind of governing body that like looks at the image being put on a puzzle and says, this gets a T.
Yeah, no, I have no... These might all be puzzle video games that just came up when I searched it. Yeah, these are probably all video games. Yeah, I have no idea. Probably not.
Someone in the chat is saying there is actually. Well, huh.
All right.
Weird. Anyway, it's a lot of stuff you get in this collector's edition, so.
Okay. The game's okay. I was saying while you were gone, it has the same problems as like a Dead by Daylight, where if you're playing with random people, you could just be in a group that doesn't work together, and then it's just infuriating.
Right.
But overall, I mean, it's fun enough. There's a lot of jank to it that was easy to overlook to begin with, and they got more and more annoying as I played more and more of it. Like, just randomly, sometimes you'll get stuck on the environment because... I don't know. There's just a lot of shit in the environment that...
Yeah, I mean, that's Dead by Daylight as well.
Yeah, it's all that sort of thing. There's not enough options. Apparently, even the console version doesn't have, like, any options that you can tinker with, which, for accessibility reasons, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah,
They're
I mean, this is also, it's not like a full priced game, right?
It
Isn't it
doesn't
like
matter.
40
They're charging
bucks?
money for it. There should be some like there's not a push to talk key. The mic is just always on until you turn it off in a menu. Like I don't know, just weird little shit like that. Like you're making an online game. This is like a must. You should be able to not have like have people hear your kids screeching in the background or something.
Okay. I feel like push to talk. You think that's like standard?
It should be, yeah, for sure.
Huh. I'm trying to think. I guess I don't really know if a lot of the games I'm playing have that because I'm always like in a party chat.
Right.
But I want to say I don't recommend, like I don't recognize that too regularly. But either way, and I just bring up the price tag thing of it because that will the price that they're charging will change the scope of the budget they have.
Mhm.
Uh, so maybe there was just less time to implement these smaller details.
It could be, yeah. I honestly think this feels like the sort of thing that's like it's fun but a janky mess right now. In a year it's going to be like fully there and it's fine. But then also in a year you'll get the people that have been playing the whole time will just completely dominate you, so you have no chance if you haven't been.
Well, so my question for you then is like,
Yeah.
what is the reason to play this and not just play more Dead by Daylight?
They do change some things up a bit. So it's almost more like it's a lot more like Friday the 13th, which was their previous game, where you're kind of working together in this semi-open world map to accomplish things to banish the evil. And the demon is trying to stop you as you're doing it. So it's less about like trying to escape an area and running for your life, and more you are fighting back, almost like a Left 4 Dead or something, while the demon's throwing shit at you.
Okay, because I mean, like, I haven't played Friday the 13th and I have not played Evil Dead the game yet, but when you're
Yeah,
describing is it still sounds very Dead by Daylight. And I know Dead by Daylight the main goal is escape, but
yeah.
you do need to like complete objectives in
Right,
order
but
to
you
be
don't
able to even
fight
open.
things. You are hiding all the time from the killer. You are being attacked by minions consistently, and you are fighting back, almost like a.
Oh, so is there more than one enemy?
Oh fuck yeah! It's literally armies of dudes that he's throwing at you, like the demon, and then he can possess you if your fear is too high. The If you're driving a car, he can possess the car.
It's fun.
That's super great. Or like one of his shitty little minions to like make it stronger, and also there's like a hero unit he can control every now and then as well.
And by he, you mean
The demon.
opponent, the 1v4 or 5?
Yeah, the demon.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I keep saying he because I seem to almost primarily always get Evil Ash as the demon they choose. No one really chooses the other two, and I'm wondering if that's like Evil Ash is just the best at level 1 or something.
Yeah, maybe the meta's kind of already coming out that's like, why would you even pick these other ones?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So, yeah, no, but like it's fun. I have problems with it that I can overlook with the jankiness. The problems that I really had were just playing with randos, and then those got better when I was just like, all right, well, I mean, I want to win a match, so I guess I'll play support all the time, and that's been fun because like I
okay.
can usually carry. My support character is leveled up now enough that I can usually carry the team as long as they're not complete morons. But even then, sometimes you get some people that are just like, why are you across the map? Why? There's nothing over there. It literally tells you where the objectives are on the map. You are nowhere near anything right now. So,
Well, I mean, maybe they're new. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. But
It's
does
fun.
this have any kind of, and I thought I read this, single player content?
It does, yeah. So
Yeah.
it has 6 chapters, and um those are kind of taking bits and pieces of the like Evil Dead canon content or whatever. Like the first one is literally you trying to banish the demon or like kill Linda's head or whatever.
Okay.
It's to do with Linda, and she's like, you have to find her head, and she's like taunting you the whole time, and there's like a boss fight and blah blah blah. So
Okay.
there's 6 of those, and the reason why you would want to do them is not because they're necessarily like super fun or anything. They're okay, but they're pretty punishing in that there's no checkpointing in them, and they're kind of long. Like you have a lot of objectives to do to beat one of the chapters, and if you die at any time, you just start the whole thing over again. But they unlock content for like the game. They unlock other characters, and those characters are good, so you want to do that stuff.
Can you do that like narrative content with a team with like in co-op, or is it all single
No,
player?
as far as I can tell, no. There was
Okay.
no option to do that. The multiplayer is kind of in its own different thing. And they do the multiplayer stuff, like the lobby stuff, fine. Like when you go into multiplayer, it loads you into essentially a lobby of sorts where you can invite your friends. And then if you don't have a full group, then it will search for like random people to throw into the group with you, which is good. But also it leads to there's no way you really fix this. It leads to situations where there's like 3 buddies playing and I'm the odd one out, and they're obviously talking in their own like comms software of some sort, and like they're not pinging, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing ever because they're not telling me what they're
Well, at
doing.
least there's a ping.
There's a ping. The ping's
Yeah,
good too.
so
It's a good
okay.
ping. Yeah.
What's the button? Are you using a controller?
No, I'm using keyboard and it's alt, so it's not a great
Yeah, I'm always
button for
curious
me.
because I obviously come from like an Apex background where
Yeah.
the ping is on the right bumper, which is awesome. But then most games don't want to do that
Yeah.
because the ping is like secondary, whereas it's like primary for Apex, and they'll put the ping on like the D-pad, and it's like, God, I hate this. Like Fortnite does it,
Oh
Halo
yeah.
does it that way.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a standard, I guess, made for controller ping where you even when like you bring up the ping wheel essentially, and then I have to move my mouse in the direction for the thing I want to ping, where you would move the control stick in the radial menu. Yeah, but it's totally fine. I just am getting a little annoyed with randos is my big problem. Getting a little salty every now and then, so I took a step back from it. Also, some of those single player missions are kind of brutal. They're kind of difficult, so there's that as well.
Does it pull from everything Evil Dead, or just some of the movies? Like, are we getting some TV? Are we getting some comic book in there?
There's so it pulls from Evil Dead 1, 2, and 3, obviously. As far as I can tell, it
3
does
being
not.
Army of Darkness, right?
Yeah, Army of Darkness. As far as I can tell, it's not pulling from the 2013 remaster reboot sort of thing, because that makes sense that it wouldn't. But
The Evil Dead, I think.
no, The Evil Dead's the first one. Evil Dead
Okay,
is
so then it's
2013.
just Evil Dead.
Yeah, so it's not pulling from that. There is a lot of Ash versus the Evil Dead stuff in here.
That's the show?
That show, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of that in there. And I think that's primarily it. There definitely seems to be stuff they can add for DLC and like microtransactions at some point, which I'm sure they're going to, because there's already a way you can buy skins and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's even like a new movie coming out this year.
There's a movie coming out this year. Yeah.
Yeah, which doesn't have Ash in it.
Yeah.
Bruce
I
Campbell's
don't
only
think so.
like producing the movie. He's not like in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be interesting.
Sure. That guy's getting old.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? That's all I've been playing.
All right. First off, I played about half of Trek to Yomi.
Okay. Yep.
I think my feelings are pretty similar to yours.
Yeah.
That is much more of a like style versus substance kind of game. It has a cool look. Each shot is like set up nicely to have like, oh, I'm gonna be running like into the camera or away from it. Good, nice looking vista.
Yeah.
But the combat is just kind of dull, especially because everyone will be like, all right, let's all line up.
Yeah.
And one at a time we will attack, as if it was like a Dragon Ball Z fight.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's fine because the combat's like not fast enough where I'd have to be like, crap, now I gotta really turn around and then tackle this guy and then switch back over and yada yada yada. So, if it was something closer to like Dead Cells where I actually had to like dodge roll, then it might be too much.
Yeah.
Maybe on like hard, you actually have to take into consideration, but
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That like I almost feel like I maybe should have played at least the beginning, played on hard, just so I felt like I had to think about the combat. But I don't. That game isn't about the combat, so it doesn't matter.
well, I mean, like the combat, they put a bunch of stuff in there, but yeah, it's so like unnecessary. Like the combos, it's like I don't need
Yeah,
any of these combos.
yeah,
Like I maybe sometimes use one combo to stun the guys that can't just be slashed.
yeah. And then you get
Um,
health back from them with the finish. Like that's the
with the
one that
finisher, but
you.
you also
Yeah,
get health back when you do a counter. So the whole time I'm just
yeah,
countering everyone.
yeah.
I'm even
No,
like
totally.
I don't even care if they hit me once because I'm gonna get that health back as soon as I counter them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all the projectiles are kind of useless because they don't kill as fast as the counter does.
Oh no, the gun is the best thing in
Well,
the
I
game.
did just get the gun.
Yeah,
That is like the last thing I did.
there's a
But
reason why
I
you
mean,
only
like,
have like 2 or 3 shots with that fucker. There's definitely a reason.
the kunai, I'll throw like 4 kunai and it might kill a person,
Yeah,
or I just counter once and that kills a person.
yeah. I remember using those primarily just to like stun an archer, just so I didn't have to worry about like stopping running up to him.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
it.
maybe I'll do that. I've just been like rolling at them and kind of taking some of the hits,
Yeah,
and then just
you
like,
could.
I mean, there's so
Yeah,
many shrines.
there's
Like
so many.
it's
Yeah,
pretty rare that I actually die. You know, I played maybe 2 hours of it and I've died maybe like 4 times
yeah.
total.
Have you
Um,
been scouring for the collectibles?
yep, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, every now and then it'll branch and you can just like drop a thing on 4 dudes and it's like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Um, which arguably like took me longer to like find and explore around and activate than it would have been if I had just gone in there and counter slashed each one of them, but it's fine.
Yep.
Um, it's nice when it's like, oh, I took out that dude who has the spear. Okay, those guys are just annoying as hell.
Totally. Yeah.
Uh, even that said though, like the counter, it's the same animation every time, regardless of how they were attacking you. So even if they were doing like a forward stab, when you counter, they switched to this animation that implied they just did like an overhead. So like I don't know, it seems
Yeah.
like a bit of a low budget game.
Totally.
So neither here nor there. I'm having fun,
Yep.
but like I'm glad it's a short game.
Yep.
Um, so I I think this game will be forgettable
Yep.
a
I
couple
agree.
months from now.
Agreed.
On the Playdate side, because
Okay.
Monday morning I woke up and this thing was flashing because I had 2 new games to download, and that was very cool.
Okay. Yep.
One was a music making game, which I proceeded to not launch even once.
Okay. Sure.
That's called Boogie Loops. The next
Okay.
one is called Crankin Presents Time Travel Adventures,
Yeah. All right.
and this is by Keita Takahashi, um, the Katamari designer, for those who don't know. And it's like a weird little puzzle game. So it's all controlled with the crank. You are, I guess, you're a robot who is fallen asleep, who gets a letter each
Hmm.
day to go on a date with like a lady robot at
Okay.
3 p.m. And every day you're asleep until you wake up when your alarm goes off at 3 p.m. So you're immediately late. So you're rushing out the door and trying to get to the lady robot to go on the date. But what'll happen is I guess they're all animals or bugs, like living creatures. You progress time and move forward using the crank. And you can reverse time and move backwards by reversing the crank. If you're not rotating the crank, the robot will just stay stationary. But the creatures, they're just always moving. They're outside of like the time manipulation,
Okay.
and you can't touch them. If you touch them, you have to start this stage over again. So what you have to do is you have to figure out what in the environment does the robot interact with. Like anytime the robot runs past a flower, he will bend over and smell the flower. So if a butterfly is coming your way, you got to make sure you are like frozen in the smelling the flower animation so that you're ducked down and the butterfly goes over you.
Okay.
And there'll be stuff like hurdles, and you got to make sure that you're frozen in midair over top of a hurdle if something below you is coming. And there's,
Okay.
you got to just kind of figure out what are the ways to get around each animal. How do I go back and forth in the level in time to make sure I'm in the right position so that that thing will pass me. Then you have to get to the robot in time, the ladybot in time.
Okay.
But the date is at 3 p.m. and
Yeah.
you don't even start the stage until 3 p.m.
Oh
So
shit.
you never make it. And every time you get there, the results can be a stern talking to,
Yeah.
getting punched in the face.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes she'll just kick you in the nuts. One
Makes
time she
sense.
suplexed me.
Okay, that's a little overboard. Okay.
One time she was just sad. And then you
Oh.
try again next day. I'm on to like day 11 of trying to go on a date with her.
Okay.
The patience of this woman
Yeah. Out
is
of this
ridiculous.
world.
I don't know why she's giving me so many chances. I guess she is making me like regret it though, physically. um, so I don't know how many stages there are, but I'm doing my best for this guy,
Yeah.
and I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. Me too.
And it's a fun crank game. Like it's a novel thing to try the crank out, so I like that quite a bit.
Cool.
And then the last game I've been playing this week, and by playing I mean I played a match,
Yep.
is Apex Legends Mobile,
Sure. Yeah.
as it is now on phones here. It runs pretty well. I
Okay.
will say, in the one match I played, both my teammates disconnected for no reason, so I'm already getting the perfect Apex experience of what I've come to expect
Yep.
in a match. No one in that game can aim properly.
Yeah.
So I won my match single-handedly. I took out 14 other people. I was taking on squads of 3 single-handedly and destroying them. And I'm not even like good with touch screen controls when it comes to like shooters. Like I'm not the guy playing a lot of PUBG mobile or Call of Duty War mobile or whatever.
Right.
So like my buddy and I are wondering like, are we getting matched with bots?
Yeah.
Is it doing that thing?
Yeah. All of them do that when you start. Usually. Or
Yeah,
like
I haven't
bots.
heard if this one does that though.
Yeah. I don't know how. I guess like the community, the Reddit would probably be able to tell you because
Yeah, I haven't done
people.
enough interest. The thing is though, I don't think I'm gonna play much of this because it's just like a inferior version of Apex, and I can get the real deal on the console. But um, it is on mobile. They have a mobile specific legend, so there's a little bit of uniqueness. It has its own separate battle pass. You have to choose if you want to play first person or third person, which is not an option on the console or PC.
Oh.
It's only first person.
Hmm.
And they say they'll match you only with people that are doing your view option.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
Does say it has controller support, but I haven't gotten my controller to work yet.
Yeah. That
And I
was going
think
to
it
be my
will
question.
say whichever control option you pick, it'll match you with people doing that.
Oh. Okay.
So maybe it would get more difficult if I hooked up my my Backbone controller and started playing with other controller people.
Interesting. Okay. What's the new
But
hero? What does he do?
he's kind of like Tracer from Overwatch. He can like reverse time a little bit to get his health back.
Oh, okay.
And then his alt involves throwing down like a kind of a time bubble, and anyone in it moves slowly. So he's all kind of time based.
Oh, okay.
And I'd have to assume maybe in the future they'll bring him over to the console version, or maybe they'll just keep him exclusive for mobile. I don't know.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the thing that's out now. And yeah, I'm into it about as much as the Switch version, which means not enough to take me off of the Xbox version.
Are you more likely to play this more though? Because you always have your phone with you no matter where you go. So you could, in theory, just be like, well, I'm stuck here at the office or whatever, waiting for somebody or something. Let's just load up Apex on my phone or something.
I think I'm more likely in that scenario to load up xCloud and
Okay.
play
Yeah.
some like Game Pass titles that I'm already in the middle of that have touch screen support,
Sure.
and to play an inferior version of Apex.
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, that's all I've been playing. Let's do some news. There was a bunch this week. I didn't kind of realize that until after I put everything in the doc. We got a bunch of information on Sony's PlayStation Plus revamp,
Oh,
which is
okay.
happening early June for the majority of the world, late March for Japan.
Oh, we got a game catalog. Okay, I didn't see this yet.
Yes. This is not the full game catalog.
Okay.
but it is what they said. I think they said like, let me see if I can find the actual phrasing that they put out there.
Okay. The thing I care about is I want to see what classic games they got here. So, okay. Um,
Yeah, I
there
can't remember exactly.
there has to be more coming for the classics as well, right?
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
classics is so the whole list of games we have is real questionable. There's
Yeah.
a lot of like, this is the list. So if you look at what's coming classic, and what they consider classic is original PlayStation and PSP. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
That's a
So on
thing.
from PlayStation first party, they got Ape Escape, Hot Shots Golf, IQ Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Siphon Filter, and Super Stardust Portable.
So like these are great. That makes sense, but like that's it is the thing, right? Like
Yeah, if you're thinking of like the PlayStation, how is there not like a Ridge Racer on this?
yeah, no, that's what it's missing a lot.
Um, but again, so well, that would be third party. Let me run through the quick third party ones: Mr. Driller, Tekken 2, and then two Worms games: World Party and Armageddon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is just a disappointing start. I know there's more coming, but like I wish there was more there right
I
from the
guess
get-go.
like I guess part of the argument could be like, well, you don't want to put all the heaviest hitters right at the beginning because then you can't
I
announce like
guess.
fun editions coming later.
Yeah.
On the other hand, is wouldn't you want like your first foot forward to be your best one?
Oh wait, there's more here. Okay, hold on. There's remasters as well. So those are the original non-touched versions of those games, I guess. And then uh they have remastered versions of the following: Ape Escape 2, Ark of the Lad, Dark Cloud 1 and 2, Fantavision, Hot Shots Tennis, Jack 2, Jack 3, Jack X, Jack and Daxter, Rogue Galaxy, Siren, and Wild Arms 3 for first
These are
party.
the remasters that existed on the PS4.
Yes, yeah.
So
So
they're not new remasters. They're just porting those PS4 versions
over.
into this catalog.
And then yeah, Bulletstorm, Borderlands, BioShock, Kingdoms of Amalur, and Lego Harry Potter.
Yeah, like a weird list, right? Like it's,
Yeah.
if you think about it, like the PlayStation Classic that ran poorly had like a much better catalog of this is the PlayStation than this thing does.
Yeah.
This kind of feels more like Nintendo's way of handling this kind of subscription thing, where it's just like an assortment of odd choices,
Yeah.
as opposed to like Game Pass, where they're like, hey, here's everything first party, and then this handful of like almost every third party that you care about comes into Game Pass sooner or later.
So new games added regularly every month, the first Tuesday of the month. Um oh, I forgot. Are they're doing the same thing as Game Pass where some games will leave, right? Or is it all staying forever because it's Sony stuff?
I don't think they've said, but I would
Okay.
assume things would leave, especially the third
The
parties.
third
I'm sure they're
parties.
going to have exclusivity deals
Yeah.
between the two services now.
Yeah.
If you look at the PS3 games, which remember PS3 is streaming only, it's another kind of weird collection. Like, one thing that jumps out to me in the third party publishers: Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. Not the first Red Dead Redemption,
Oh man,
but
yeah.
the zombie expansion is included.
Yeah, that is weird.
So you get some stuff like Tokyo Jungle,
Yeah, that's great.
which, I mean, that was on PlayStation Now, so I'm sure a lot of these are kind of just getting ported over.
Yeah.
Hey, Asura's Wrath is on there, so like, all right, they already got what they needed. Let's go.
Yeah.
Uh, Lost Planet 2, not the other ones, not 1 or 3, but two's on there.
Yeah, that is interesting. Huh.
Um, yeah, just a whole weird list of stuff. And then still no word about what the actual Game Pass competitor service is going to look like. This is the stuff that they are offering. Um, some titles are going to have improved frame rate and higher image quality. It was also announced just today that a lot of the classics, or no, I shouldn't say a lot. Some of the classics are going to be getting added trophy support.
Oh, sure. Yeah, why
So that's
not?
kind of cool if you're playing a PS1 game and they put some trophies in there. Like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
That's more incentive to go back there. Uh, Bend Studios came out and said, "Hey, Siphon Filter, we're going to add trophies to that." So there you go.
Cool.
I'm sure it'll be on like a game by game basis, and which one are first parties being forced to do this.
Yeah.
And then, kind of announced alongside this, Ubisoft came out and said that Ubisoft Plus is coming to PlayStation on May 24th. They've also said it's going to be bundled with some of the tiers, similarly, some of the PlayStation tiers, similarly to how Game Pass gets you EA's, is it EA Play?
Play. Yeah. I couldn't remember.
Ubisoft did also say it is going to be coming to Xbox as well.
Yeah.
No word on if that's going to be bundled in there. But some of their games are going to be like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, For Honor, Crew 2, Eagle Flight, Far Cry 3 and 4, Risk Urban Assault, both the South Park games. The first division, but not the
Yeah.
second one.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
The first Watch Dogs, but not the second two.
Oh,
Third, I should
yeah.
say.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. All right. Also not too impressive to me,
It
this.
feels, what this all feels like is we're getting to the point where when Netflix first came out and it became like everyone needs Netflix because
Yeah.
that Netflix had everything was going to Netflix because they were kind of the only game in town.
Yeah.
And now everyone was like, well, we're going to launch our own. And now there's so many of them that you're just back to the point where you're like, I'm basically paying cable again.
Yep.
So I don't want this. I feel like we're starting to get on that teetering edge. Game Pass had the Netflix spot
Yeah.
where they were the only game in town, but now everyone's launching a subscription service that we're starting to things are going to get spread out so much. You're going to be subscribed to so many different game subscription ones that it's going to be like I'm basically paying the price of getting like a new game every month.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just go back to buying a game that
Every
I want
month.
each month.
Totally.
Which is a bummer because the golden era was when everything was at Game Pass, and I had the best deal. And so we have to wait for everything to collapse again and then to rebuild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of collapses, there's been a bunch of rumors going around about some new Silent Hill games.
Yeah. I've been steering clear of these because they're all unsubstantiated, even though some are more trustworthy than others, but until there's an official announcement, I kind of don't care what anybody says.
Normally, I'd agree with you, but just like the number of rumors that are dropping, just
Yeah.
seems like they're hinting quite a bit. The story I pulled here from Video Games Chronicle listed that there is 3 Silent Hill games in development, which seems like a lot for a franchise that kind of seemed dead.
Mm-hmm.
The first one here being a Silent 2 remake developed by the Bloober team, who most recently did The Medium. They did that Blair Witch game.
Yeah.
A smaller Silent Hill title by Annapurna Interactive, which might be episodic. Although there's some confusion around that one about was there an episodic one from Supermassive that eventually turned into the Dark Pictures anthology.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
And then this last one is just a new mainline Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shall see. Out of those 3 that you've heard, which one would be most exciting for you?
New one.
A new one?
Yeah.
All right.
They don't need to remake Silent Hill 2.
People love remakes.
I mean, you can play that game already. I want the new one. I've played the other
We
one.
talked last week that Fall Guys was about to have its biggest announcement ever. And they
Yes.
did. Fall Guys is going free to play coming June 21st. It's also coming to Switch and Xbox and the Epic Game Store. It will have cross-play and cross-progression, which I'm
Okay.
very excited about because then all those skins that I got
Yeah.
2 years ago or whatever are going to transfer over.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, it's going to do the same thing that Rocket League basically did, where it's going to be delisted from Steam. You can still use your version of Steam, but to get a new version, if you haven't already purchased it, to get the free-to-play one, you will have to go over to Epic, just like Rocket League
Okay.
did.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, it makes sense. These guys were purchased by Epic.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Some like resolution and stuff notes were also put in their blog post. The PS5 is going to hit 64K. Switch is going to hit 3720 in handheld or 301080 docked. And then the Xbox versions are all a whole different assortment. The Series X is also going to be targeting 60 at 4K.
Cool.
I'm going to go back in and play a couple rounds when that comes to Xbox. Why not?
Yeah, I'm good.
And in some pretty exciting news, the Shatter Remaster,
Oh,
which
shit.
currently is only available with a Netflix subscription on an
Yeah.
iOS device, maybe an Android device, on a mobile device, I guess.
Yeah.
Shatter Remastered Deluxe was announced, which is coming to all current consoles and PC in late 2022.
Hell yeah.
This is such a weird trajectory this game has come through.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm glad because I couldn't bring myself to to play the Netflix version. I just didn't care enough, despite being interested in this game. But I will definitely play this
Yeah.
on a modern console for sure.
Yeah, no, this is great.
Um, and continuing with some just weird ass stories. Did you see this Hooked on You game announcement?
Yeah, I'm actually excited for this. I signed up for it.
So Hooked on You is a Dead by Daylight dating sim coming
Yeah,
this summer to Steam. It's not a joke. This seems like an April Fool's joke through and
it
through.
does. Yeah.
But it's real. It's being developed by the same developers. They got a fun little trailer out there. Some of your favorite murderers from Dead by Daylight you can now romance
Yep.
and smooch. And yeah, Hooked on You. I think that's a great name.
It's so good. Yeah,
That is such a funny little name. So, uh, looking forward to checking that out for sure.
totally. Yep.
And this last news story is an interesting one. For the first time in 8 years, Xbox has outsold PlayStation in Japan.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Uh, in the last
Huh.
month, the Series S outsold the PlayStation 5 substantially. So if you look at the numbers, the Series S on its own sold 6120 units, whereas the PS5 and PS5 Digital Edition combined only did just under 2700.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. Hmm.
Uh, so it might be a question. It seems like Xboxes in general seem to be a little more easy to come by than PlayStations.
Yeah,
I'm sure
for
that's a
sure.
big part of it, but it is quite a jump. Um, so good for Xbox. Maybe the cheap, smaller console was the right marketing play.
Yeah, like that thing paired up with Game Pass is such a good deal in
Oh yeah,
gaming. Going if you have nothing at all to play video games, picking that up and a subscription to Game Pass, you all of a sudden have most things on the market that you would want.
yeah, absolutely. Like the only thing
Yeah.
you're missing out on are like PlayStation exclusives,
Yeah.
which there's only a handful of them right now. If you go PS5 specific, there's like six maybe.
Yeah.
There's only a few of them, but yeah, no, that Series S is a fantastic deal for sure. Let's do some questions.
Okay.
Topdownperspective@gmail.com is the email address, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. Kevin writes, would you rather need to take drugs to sleep or take drugs to stay awake?
This is such a fucked question. um I
Sleep.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like so the benefit there is I can now just choose like I need to go to sleep. I'm going to sleep right now. Boom. Good.
Yeah.
Now I'm out. Whereas the idea of like, crap, I gotta stay awake. Where's my pill? Shit, I'm falling asleep. Where's my pill?
Yeah, like you run out of your meds or whatever, and then I'll like, oh shit, I hope I don't fall asleep before I drive to the market or whatever. Like,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I'm picturing like a rat race esque Mr. Bean just falling asleep like
yeah,
while running a race or just standing straight up.
yeah,
Um, being able to like, I obviously don't want to do either of these. That would suck. But the idea of
yeah,
like, I want to get to bed at a reasonable hour. I'm gonna take my pill when I want to go to sleep. Done.
yeah,
And I'll probably sleep more soundly than like I normally do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're forced to do these, it's still definitely that one though. By
Yep.
yeah, easily. Phantom Agent says, Ahoy TDB crew, there's a continuation from last week's question. Since the fallen hero is a preferred consumption in your stories, who are your favorite fallen heroes in fiction? This can include what-if scenarios if you desire. Example that comes to mind is the many different Superman fallen from grace stories. Favorite?
Favorite fallen hero. So hero
I mean, Darth
turned
Vader is
bad.
like my favorite villain in media. But
Okay.
so theoretically, before we saw his fall, which was not gracefully done in film, it was that.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm going through Dragon Ball Z with my girlfriend right now. So like Vegeta going Majin Vegeta, that's always that one's in my head at the moment. Superman one's fine, but I feel like it gets done so often.
Yeah.
Like we see like that red Superman, Red Army Superman. So I'm just like tired of it. It was an injustice as well. Yeah, I got nothing else coming to mind.
Yeah. Fair.
Lineback. I've been playing the Taiko Drum Master game in Yakuza 5, and I found that I'm way better at the harder difficulties. Are there any games where you paradoxically have an easier time on the harder difficulties?
Every rhythm game. It's so much easier for me to stay in rhythm with a song in Rock Band than it is on easy and just like having to pay attention to which notes they cut out or which ones they're on.
Yeah, rhythm games, absolutely. I was just playing a mobile rhythm game. I think it was called like Beat Star recently, and they
Okay.
just start you like real easy mode, and it's like come on, I can tap faster than this. Like, give
Yeah.
me some notes. Let's go. Come on, come on. And yeah, I remember that with Guitar Hero and Rock Band as well. It's like at least give me something like on the fours. Like, come on here. Like, this is just too much. Like, I'm like aiming now as opposed to feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Similarly, this isn't quite the same answer, but in the Souls games, and this is kind of a thing that they play with a lot in Elden Ring, is that when something's attacking you fast, it's way easier to dodge because you're kind of already like your adrenaline's going and it's easier to like dodge things that you see coming right away. It's the ones that where they wind up and the wind up takes like a minute and it's super slow for it to connect. That's hard to dodge. So it's kind of a similar thing, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, they'll have like a long wind up, but then like the attack will be fast, so you're not like quite sure
Yeah.
when should I start the roll.
Yeah.
Um, or you think you're about to do it, but it's like, oh wait, they had like one more like little bit they had to reach
Yeah.
before they were gonna come crashing down.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I could see that. I'll also just say stuff that creeps me out in Elden Ring is any enemy that doesn't attack me.
Sure. They're just like watching you or something.
They're watching or they're just like hanging out, and it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, I know you're not friendly, but like, what's the deal here? I
Yeah.
think of like the Windmill Village, which is like the dancing people,
Oh, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like, what is this? Can't be okay. And I know there's some bad people in there for sure, but it's like, are these other ones about to like I'm gonna turn the camera after feeling. I'm gonna put my guard down, and
Yeah.
then all of them are gonna like attack me or something. Like I'm not okay with this.
I loved that part. That part was so weird to me. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed it. Yeah.
absolutely.
BGC Kenny writes, if you had to choose only one of the following to buy and play, neither isn't an option. Which would you? Telltale's Full House or Don't Nod's Home Improvement? I want both of these, honestly, because I think they would be
This is a
so
weird
funny.
question because like we don't know what Telltale is right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's also kind of weird. I'm not even really sure what Don't Nod is right now after all the like Steve Gaynor nonsense stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I guess if we kind of maybe
At their
set it up
peak.
to like previous Telltale
Yeah.
and like Gone Home era Don't Nod.
That's not Don't Nod. That's Fulbright. Don't Nod is Life is Strange.
Oh, you're totally right. I was thinking Fulbright the whole time. Okay. Then I'm going Don't Nod because I do know what their studio is. They haven't like dissolved or had a crazy falling out. I was thinking Fulbright the whole time.
Don't Nod's Home Improvement sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I just have more attachment to Home Improvement than I did Full House,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
there'd be a whole part about Wilson.
Oh, that would be the best part, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There'd be like an episode where it's like, or like every episode,
Oh.
half of it would be during the show.
Man, you're right. I don't think Full House ever hits the highs of a Wilson something or other happening or like Richard Karn existing as Al.
Well, I just like the Home Improvement has like two distinct settings. You have the
Yeah.
at-home life, and you have like you have the actual Home Improvement TV show, and
Yeah.
there'd be a fun back and forth that they'd be able to play with that.
Yeah, that is definitely the answer. You're right. Telltale's Full House would be so like saccharine. It would be disgusting.
Suku, which would you rather? Every game now only has tilt controls, or every game only has trackball controls.
Oh, tilt controls. Trackball controls suck for
I
even
would say tilt controls suck.
they both suck, but tilt controls I can deal with in some games. Trackball I don't think I can.
I feel like trackball is trackball more accurate?
I mean, theoretically, I would say yes, but you have to use your stupid clompy hands to use it, like smack it like that. So no.
Yeah, like the trackball means I'm not going to be able to like hit the left trigger.
Right? Yeah.
I guess tilt controls, I still have every button available to me.
Everything just sucks. It's like you're playing them drunk or something.
But what if it's like what if it's like a controller, but the trackball is just like the replacement for the left analog stick?
Dude, if you can do that, that's easily the answer. But I don't think that's in the spirit of the question.
Yeah, I guess not. Just tilt controls, man. I just feel like I know some people like swear by like tilt controls for Splatoon, but I am not that person.
At best, I will use tilt controls in something where I'm already if I can like aim down a sight and get like my vision into an area, I will like use tilt controls for fine tuning or whatever, and that's about as much as I ever want to use them.
But in this scenario, I'm assuming it's like everything relating to the camera is now tilt controls.
Like fuck, that would be so bad. It would actually be so bad. I would actually just stop playing.
I'm not even sure how you would do that. Like I'm trying to think like you're in a boss in like Elden Ring and it's like crap, they're behind me, so you have to like rotate the controller around and you're playing like this so that you have it in your sight
Yeah.
for a sec. Like
Let's add motion controls on there too. So not only do you have to tilt to move around, you also have to like swing your controller around to attack and stuff.
oh, okay, yeah, good, nice.
Yeah.
It's like just like Wiimote. I don't even know. Hold.
This question is so cursed. It's so bad. I still think it's tilt controls though.
I guess I'm gonna say tilt controls just because I don't know. I think trackball is gonna give me some curveballs that I'm
Yeah.
not expecting, and I'm gonna go with the devil I do know.
Yeah. Fair.
Dead writes. Oh, sorry, too.
Yeah, it's me. Dead writes. What's a video game genre you enjoyed growing up but don't get much enjoyment out of now? This is easy for me. Simulation racing.
Oh, okay.
I really liked
Um,
Gran Turismo on the PlayStation.
Gross. Maybe like party game ones. Like when
Yeah,
I was a kid, I did play Mario Party. Uh,
yeah,
but even now though, like if I have a group of people together, let's play some party games. This is fine.
yeah.
And that can be a good time for sure. But I just don't have the opportunity very regularly, so but I guess if this is asking you don't get much enjoyment out of, so it's a bit different. Maybe it's just specific to Mario Party.
Yeah. Sports games. I still will play one every now and then. Like I won NHL on PC because I like just kind of canoodling in them. But I used to really like sports games growing up.
Okay. Rasterman7 writes, is there any game you can think of where a black and white version, monochrome, would improve it?
Yo, Truck to Yomi came out though. Would improve.
I don't know.
Um,
The only thing coming to mind is like Rock Band, where every now and then it'll just switch to a black and white filter for like a section of the song, and that's cool. Like
okay.
mess with the like frame rate, and that's cool.
What if you did like I'm trying to think. I can't remember Comic Jumper or something like one of those games where you're in comic books and it just turns into like a manga thing where it's just pure black and white for a while.
I'm sure they must have done that. There
Yeah, I
must be
don't
a
remember.
manga section in Comic Jumper,
I
right?
don't remember. It's been so long.
Every scenario I can think of, I feel more like it would be cool if it was just like a one-off section.
Yeah,
Like, for example, Metal Gear Rising, and for whatever reason, this boss fight, it goes black and white. When you start the boss fight, and the whole time it's black and white, but then it goes back to normal after the boss fight. That would be cool.
yeah, yeah.
I
No,
can't think of a game where I would switch the whole thing over, though.
it's a hard question because I think Ghost of Tsushima, you could do this. You could do Kurosawa mode, and I think it ruins that
Yeah.
game a bit.
Yeah, it made it worse.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you couldn't tell when you needed to like counter and stuff because you couldn't see the red indicator.
Yeah. I would actually be interested in the Discord for people listening that are part of the Discord community. Give your answers to what you think would be better or improved in black and white because I'm kind of curious if there's any answer we're overlooking. That's obvious. Baron Galactic writes, "What is the worst food to eat while gaming?"
And anything greasy that you have to eat with your hands, like pizza.
Pizza and popcorn were the ones I thought of immediately.
Okay. I mean, I would sooner just use a fork and knife if I'm gonna eat some pizza while gaming.
Yeah.
I really do not eat while gaming that much. I just like pause the game. Like I will survive 15 minutes without having to play this game right now.
Yeah. This is like kind of a this has been a stick in my craw with Twitch streamers sometimes that I watch and they're just like bunching away and just being super fucking annoying about it while playing a game. It's like, dude, just take 10 minutes off air and like go eat your lunch.
Maybe they can't though, and it's a sad reality of
Oh,
Twitch
man.
streamer life. They need that money.
The second part to
Um,
this question was the best food to eat. Oh, when you're done gaming. Oh, okay. Anything.
I get, yeah, I'm trying to think like what specifically gets better if I just finished gaming. I don't know, my favorite food, a good sandwich.
A good sandwich is good. That's a good answer.
Uh, I think more interestingly, what is the best food to eat when you're gaming?
I definitely have answered this before, but it stays true. In fact I cut some up for later. I like carrots. I just like
Okay,
munching on some carrots.
but that's gonna get your hands gross, right?
No, because they're washed. What do you mean?
But carrots are still like they're not. Are they like typically when I'm having a carrot, they're a little moist.
I don't know. You wash them and then you put them in a towel or something.
Okay,
Like
so they're
not a
like super
towel.
dry, I guess.
Like carrot
Thinking of
sticks.
myself, I still would not want to go from anything touching any kind of food to touching my controller.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, So it would have to be something where I'm eating with utensils. So like, what if chicken nuggets?
Okay.
Because I'm eating that with a fork and knife.
Oh my god. There's a gadget I saw. I can't remember where the hell I saw it. It's like two chopsticks. It's like two rings or something, and they have chopsticks on them. The idea is that while you're holding a controller, you can take one hand and just like use it to pick up something and like eat or whatever with it.
Huh.
It
Okay.
it actually, if you can use chopsticks, it actually seemed kind of like a neat idea, honestly.
I guess, but why not just use the fork?
A
I guess
fork or something.
if it's a food specific to
It's attached to
chopsticks,
your
then you might
hand.
want to do that. Because I guess the problem with chopsticks is they take a little bit to like get into position. At least for me,
Yeah.
I'm sure some people can pick up chopsticks like I can pick up a fork.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
Yeah. Also, it's attached to your hand, so it's not heavy or anything. They're just two sticks.
right. And last one from Clay Dogs. What is something that made you mad or embarrassed while being called during an online gaming session?
Oh, like those like YouTube videos or TikToks or whatever you see of like people playing a game, and then you just hear on the VoIP their mother saying like, "Why did you leave a shit in the toilet again?" or something. Like, is that what he means?
I interpreted this as like an insult against you.
Oh, I mean, not. I don't care. These people don't know me. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't play enough of like open multiplayer sessions. Like when I'm playing multiplayer, I'm usually in a party chat, so I'm just chatting with my friend, so I don't hear the nonsense.
Also, we're white dudes. We don't have real like terrible slurs against us.
True. I will say though, because Angel's in like my gamer tag, I get mistaken as a girl regularly.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's pretty silly.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I think the ones that just kind of annoy me, and it's not enough for me to like care that much, but when it's primarily Apex, is I'll get like a mean message or somehow their voice chat will come into my party somehow, or they'll just insult me or my friend because we were playing in a way that they didn't like. And it's like,
Yeah.
who even cares, man? Go play ranked if you care that bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I
Uh,
don't get. I don't get selecting I'm going to play casual and then getting upset about the like quality of your teammates.
yeah, no. If you're playing casual and you're getting mad at the quality of your teammates, that's insane.
Yeah.
Unless they're the dumbasses in Evil Dead the game, in which case it's totally
Well,
justified.
does it have a ranked mode? It needs a ranked mode.
It doesn't have as far as I can tell, everything's a ranked mode because nothing's a ranked mode.
Okay. Well, then that may hopefully they implement that at some point because then these people don't have an excuse. Like, if you want to play that seriously, go play the serious mode.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, that's going to do it for questions. If people want to send in questions for next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
Yeah.
What's your game of the week?
Evil Dead.
I'm going to give it to Crankin Presents Time Travel Adventures.
Nice. Okay.
Next week it is supposed to be our Monkey Island episode. We are going to delay that since I will be away. So that should probably be the following week when we will talk about that on TDP Plus.
Right.
But for right now, you can vote in the current TDP Plus poll for what game we're going to play through in June. And if you're a TDP listener, our Doctor Strange 2 episode went up earlier this week, so definitely go check that out. And get excited for our next episode, which we have decided is going to finally be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Woo. Exciting.
Other than that, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Some of us.